Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to our training tonight. And I hope that you can hear me. And we are going to do a little something different from now until the end of the year. What I really want to do is to get you started setting up your PLR videos. I'm going to focus primarily on PLR videos, in particular those that are step by step and over the shoulder. They operate a little differently than other kinds of content, other kinds of PLR. So I do want to kind of focus on that. And then I can always, and everything that I'm going to be saying is going to be adaptable. So just because I'm talking primarily about PLR, that doesn't mean then that you won't be able to find this relevant. And so with that, let's go ahead and get started. I do want to keep you on here about 30 minutes or maybe 45 minutes. I don't want to keep you on a long time because the focus of this is for you to go back and be able to watch this and for you to be able to do it. And I know if I make these an hour and a half or 2 hours, the likelihood that people are actually going to watch the replay is going to be pretty low. So let's go ahead and get started. I do want to say this. I'm not going to be talking about marketing or strategy tonight. Obviously, when it comes to PLR offers, you do need to be able to market them and to get them in front of people that are going to buy them. That's going to be your job. Now, that's not what I'm covering here on Saturday. I will be covering that with our Ultimate Insider group on Wednesday nights. And so if you want to be part of that training, make sure that you are signed up as an Ultimate Insider. We're going to be going through a long session of trainings on marketing and positioning your offers, marketing and positioning your online business. Now, again, you're going to have to do that. So PLR alone is not going to do it for you. Yes, you can sell it, short term. It's not going to build your business for you. And so you just want to be aware of that. A PLR product can do a lot of things. It's the easiest way to get started in online business. It is not going to build your business for you, just so that you'll know. Okay, so this is going to be session one. And I do want to say, kind of get started again by talking about what PLR is. I did this last week. It's the easiest way to start building an online business. What it is expert content. It teaches on a subject that you want to use in your market or niche, and it educates and engages customers. So yes, on the one hand, and I'm really primarily talking about over the shoulder video right now, because yes, you're teaching something, but you want to get them involved. And so that's part of the process. And so the more, and this is probably going back to my days in instructional technology, the more that you can get people involved in your content, the more that you will get them to, feel good about what it is that they are learning. So it's not just teaching them something. It's not just taking something that, you took from your head or you got from an AI and putting it in their head. You need to engage them. You got to get them involved in the process. The more that you can get your customers involved in the process, the more that they will feel like what they've had is an experience and not just, a course. So you can do that through videos, PDFs, and written audio and audio. You get the licensing rights to resell. Some of them go beyond that as your own. PLR is not MLM. And I need to say that ours is not. So you're not necessarily trying to get people to now there is PLR that you can actually sell to people so they can resell. That's a different animal. We do some unrestricted rights PLR, but the focus of this is really for you to engage customers. Okay, so PLR can be a product in and of itself. And so basically it's a way for you to monetize your expertise when you don't have time and energy. So you might know about Zoom, right? You might have used Zoom, and you might have a course where you're teaching people how to be more confident on camera, but you've got to also make sure they understand how to use Zoom. In order to do that, then you need to have something teaching them the technical process. But for you to go back and actually go and try to do that yourself would not be a good use of your time. You are an expert in an area, or you understand your customer in a particular way. So you don't want to go through technical videos. That's why you go and that's one of the reasons why you go and get private label rights videos. You put it alongside of your expertise and your training so that you build trust with the people when they buy from you. So you're teaching them confidence on camera, but you're not teaching them everything there is to know about Zoom. You're making it available to them on demand so they can go get it. That's one of the roles that PLR can play, when you do it right. So it is a way of beefing up a product offering, right? It provides confidence. So in other words, you may or may not have all the technical knowledge. Like I said, you may have the technical knowledge, but you don't have time to do it. And so it's just like, and those of you who are corporate, right? Maybe you're a cubicle rat. I'm a corporate refugee. Maybe you are too. You know that big corporations will bring in a trainer, right? Or they'll bring in a training company. Well, that's pretty much what you're doing with PLR. You're bringing in a trainer, myself and Laura, and we are teaching your customer on your behalf. Right now, we obviously, if you go and get a training company to go and teach your employees Zoom, you're going to have to pay thousands of dollars. PLR is a great bargain, right? And that's why I say it's one of the best ways to start an online business, is because it's scaled to you as a solopreneur, right? It's scaled down. So it's a way of teaching your customer, your potential customer, but the pricing is scaled down so that you, as a solo business owner, could go and get it, and you can still teach your customers these technical subjects that maybe you don't have time to do. Let's now talk about PLR videos. This is going to be new. I talked about those things last week. And I'll probably talk about that each week briefly, but I want to talk about videos in particular right now and kind of drill down on this. Tutorial videos can be an upsell. So let's say that you're selling an ebook, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure that you're getting some additional profit for every person that buys from you, and so you're going to set up an upsell. Well, what's your upsell going to be? Well, you can set up an upsell as a guide, as video. So videos can be another version of the guide, and basically it's a way to increase the value of the PLR guide. So you can do that by upsell, or you could just put it along with the guides. In other words, maybe you're selling the guide for $27, but when you will also include the videos that go with that guide, what you're saying to people is you're giving people another option and a way to learn. Now, we'll say this from the outset. When you're kind of looking at PLR, you're trying to evaluate, well, am I going to use these videos? If the videos are going to be the same version of the same content, you need to be aware of that in terms of how you structure it. I'm not sure that I would structure an upsell if what you're giving people is a video version of the guide you're giving them, right? So you need to be thinking about that. But in general, you can use videos as an upsell to a guide. You should not be deliver them as a download unless you're selling rights to them. So I know that this is kind of going backwards, right? Going back a ways. When we used to deliver PLR as a download, and then we would give it to you as a download so you could deliver it as a download. I don't think you should do that, right? I think you are leaving money on the table when you do that. It may even be more convenient for you to deliver all of the videos as one download. I do not think you should do that. You want to give your customer an experience. Remember, I said that what you're trying to do when you're selling these is you're trying to make sure that your customer is engaged. So you're not just educating. So you don't want to just give them a download and give them some stuff that they can use. It almost commoditizes what it is you're doing. What you should be doing is you want to put those videos on a watch page, and you want to make sure that they can watch each video on a page. Now, why would you do that? And we talked a little bit about that last week, right? Why would you, instead of just giving your customer a download, which would be simpler, why would you bring them to a place where they could watch the videos on a watch page? Well, one of the main reasons is you're going to have offers on that page. We talked about that last week. If you haven't seen the training from last week, go back and watch that. But you want to have each individual video on a watch page. And I do not suggest that you put all of the videos on one watch page, right? Again, you're trying to you need to take your time with this, and you need to make sure that each video has its own watch page, because you want to have all the resources for that video on that page. And you want to especially have things that you can give people to upsell on that page, right? So that's why you want to have a watch page. What's a platform? You can use system.io. That's kind of a popular thing right now. You can get that. I think that URL is wrong. It's system, and I've got an IO at the end, right? So just so you'll know. So my URL is wrong. It's system, and then you've got an IO at the end. Now we have a platform that we give our ultimate insiders, which is basically a Go High Level sub account, and you can deliver your videos there. Or you can get your own account with Go High Level if you want to give customers the opportunity to have their own membership site. It's priced accordingly, right? So you're talking about $297 and $500 in order to have that privilege. Or you can just set it up on WordPress, right? And if you're going to do that, you're probably going to need to host the videos. I do not suggest that you put your videos on YouTube to be hosted. And I know that there are ways that you can run it through specific players that'll kind of hide all the YouTube stuff. That's not what YouTube wants. YouTube does not want you to use them as a host. They're really wanting you to use them as a platform, a video sharing platform, so they can share in the revenue. So going to be looking for ways that they can kind of make sure that they're getting revenue when your customer is watching your video. So I think YouTube is great for some things. I do not think that in terms of giving your customer paid access to a video course where they're watching those videos and you're hosting them on YouTube. Now, if you got to start there, you got to start there. And maybe, until you get, enough revenue where you can actually go and get a hosting, then maybe you got to start there. But please do not make that your goal. As if you're selling video courses as soon as possible, as soon as monetarily possible, you want to try to make sure that you're putting those videos in an experience where they're not watching other people's ads, where you're trying to hide their logo. I know that there are tools you can buy, and it'll do all this stuff with YouTube. You just need to know that's not what YouTube wants. And if you're trying to work around them, it's just not worth it. So make it your priority. If you start there, you want to start by putting your videos on YouTube, you're selling access to the course, wonderful. But eventually you got to move on and try to get your own video hosting. You're basically doing PLR videos because there are people who don't want to read. So when I'm talking about, in particular with these videos, I'm talking about PowerPoint videos primarily, or presentation style videos. And it could be the same version of the guide, right? So it could be, so they get the guide, and whether you add the videos along with that or you add the videos as an upsell, basically there are people who would rather not read the information. They'd rather watch a video. I'm the opposite. You may be the opposite, right? But there are people who learn different ways, and they might learn through video better than they would learn if you gave them just the guide, so the guide does increase the value of the offer. Whenever you add video, you need to charge more. So if you're going to make it so that you're going to add those videos to the guide, you need to charge more for that, right? So don't take your guide and the videos, make one offer, and then don't charge more for it. You need to charge more for that. And so always, because you're giving people, you're doing more work for them. You say, well, I'm not doing any work. It's just a video that I bought PLR for. But I think you understand the point. You're giving people a convenience that they don't have to read. They need to pay more for that, and you need to charge more for that. Now, if you're going to do that by giving them an upsell, that's a different story. So if you're basically saying they're going to buy the guide and then they're going to get upsold into a video course, then that's another thing. Now, again, you want to be careful about that. If you're gonna do that, you need to be providing some more value other than just a video version of the guide, right? So again, if all you're doing is you're getting a video version of what they read in the guide, I don't know if they're going to feel good about and come back to you for another product just based on that. Right. So you're if you're trying to engage your customer, you're trying to make sure that not only are they educated, but they are also engaged, then you need to kind of think about that offer and think about what you're giving people. Um, here's very important aspect of this, and I talk about this a lot. I've talked about this over the years. My position hasn't changed, and I don't. My position hasn't even changed with AI. You should not be redoing voicing. Even if you go and you get, well, I'm going to go get 11 abs. I'm going to redo the transcript. That's a waste of your time. You need to be spending your time on marketing and branding. And so anytime, even if you go and you outsource this and you pay somebody to do it, that's money you need to be spending on marketing and branding. You should not be revoicing PLR videos. That's not the point of it. And I understand how we think about PLR videos, but that's not the point. That's not what you're buying when you buy a video version of something that you're trying to engage people about. Um, you were trying to leverage expertise. I'm going to get to that here in a minute. The other thing is, I would say that you want to be careful about putting lots of stuff on the video. So in other words, I know that people think, well, I'm going to have this big stinger, and I'm going to have this these big graphics. I think those are cool. I don't know if that facilitates getting your customer to buy more. So again, and test it. So don't take my word for it. Put some videos on the watch page where you've got all the stuff on it, where it has all the branding and all the elements. Do another video on another page where it's got nothing but the video, and the customers get into the content and see where customers buy more. My intuition is that if you put videos on the watch page, you don't distract them with a lot of stuff, they're going to buy more because you got them focused on the content and the links you have under there. And so that's really how you want to use PLR videos when you're doing it. Now, I recognize that some of this assumes that you're spending a little bit, right? But what you're giving people is, again, you're trying to give people an experience where you're engaging them, and you are and in engaging them, you're not just educating them, right? There's a difference, again, between taking knowledge out of my head, putting in yours, and getting you to engage with a content. Now I want to drill down even more, and I want to drill down even more into PLR videos that are over the shoulder, like the videos that we're doing. So these are different kind of videos, and technically, if I were to classify this, it's not really PLR in the traditional sense. Let me kind of get into that. It's different than most PLR, just so you'll know. So if you're what you're buying is you're giving people an opportunity to see a process being demonstrated over the shoulder, right? And when you add those videos to a product, basically, again, I want you to think about this. You're trying to think about, well, I know that I want to teach people how to get more exposure using streaming video, but I don't want to record all the videos. I don't want to record the technical processes. So you get PLR videos that go through that process, and you put them inside of your course. All you're basically doing is you're building more trust. So it's not just about the instruction, it's about the trust. A PLR video that's over the shoulder is basically live action. So you could get one where you're showing screenshots, right? But that's not necessarily going to engage your customer. PLR videos that show an over-the-shoulder process are designed to get them involved. They're probably going to have to stop the video in order to do it. Now, they might watch it all the way through, but that's what you want. You're trying to get them to slow down on your page with your brand, right? That's the point. You say, well, they've already bought it. Why do I need to get them to slow down? Because you want them to buy more. Right? You want them to buy more stuff, right? On your page. You want them to buy more of your offers. These are video process demonstrations. So basically, it's kind of teaching them a process, right? So it's a little different than, again, transferring knowledge. Is a little more because you're showing them a process, and they need to sit down, need to focus on this in order to figure out what the process is. Now we do our videos like this. I'm just going to tell you up front now. Um, it may sound like I'm trying to steer you toward ours, which I am, but one of the things that we have taken to do, and it took us a long time to learn how to do, is to make sure that the videos are short and that they are named appropriately, so that if you have a person that goes, and think about this, think about how many times, let's say you go to YouTube and you sit down, you start watching, a video on one process, and it turns out to be all these other processes along with it, and the person is visiting with you. All that's unnecessary. If when the person sees a title and they have paid you, you need to make sure that they're seeing in that video those instructions, right? That's a purpose, right? It's a process. And so when they're done that way, one thing that I recommend that you do with any PLR video course, especially those that are taught over the shoulder, watch the whole course. Because if you're going to sell it, when you have watched the entire course, you're going to be a different salesperson, right? So, one of the things that we've done over the last couple of years, we've put all of our videos in Teachable. And one of the reasons why we did that was we want you to watch the entire course. Because when you watch the entire course, you are going to be a better salesperson. It doesn't matter what the sales page says. It doesn't matter what all the sales copy says. When you have to explain that to somebody on social media why they should get it, you know your niche, but you may not know what's in it. But when you know your niche, you know what's in it, you can match it so that you can make the sale, right? So that's why you should watch the entire course when you're doing over-the-shoulder videos. Now, one of the other things about over-the-shoulder videos that I have talked about that I don't know that maybe you may not even thought about this. And you might need to look at the rights. And I know that our rights will allow you to do this. You might have 3 or 4 different courses that were sold with 3 different processes. For example, let's say you got our system.io videos. That doesn't mean you have to sell that as a system.io course. What it means is you might combine that with some other videos from another course so that you can sell a course that fits your needs. So you know your market. And so when you have videos that are named according to the process, you can do that. You can switch them out from one course and put them in another course, or you can switch them all into courses that you compose yourself. And that's what you should be doing. You should be creating your own courses with your own syllabi, right? You should be doing that. Now, again, I understand that might be more work than you need to do. I'm not trying to give you work to do. I know you're here to make money, but I'm saying to you that if you want to offer something that's personal, and you want to offer people a personalized experience, you can do that. So in other words, when you get a course, you have a universe of content that you can offer people when you start thinking about, oh, I can take videos from this course, I can take videos from that course, I can take videos from that course, I can put them all together in this course, and I can name something totally different, right? And so as long as you're thinking that way, you've got more opportunities to generate more profit and to make more money. Here's what, when I said that they work differently than other PLR, basically, when you're looking at an over-the-shoulder process, what you're doing is building trust, right? And I'm not trying to be airy-fairy about this. I know that you're looking at the hard facts and you're trying to make the sale. But let's say that you get somebody to buy. That video that's in that course builds trust. That video that's in your membership site, even better, builds trust, because basically it is a step-by-step process showing people how to do something. That's really why I don't think you should be doing revoicing videos, right? You're building and leveraging expertise. And I think this even more than PowerPoint style videos. When it comes to over-the-shoulder videos, you should not be trying to revoice and match your voice and even going to get AI to redo this stuff, because what you're trying to do is leverage the expertise of the person teaching the video, right? So I encourage people, when you're using our videos, you should take credit for choosing us, right? So, they've got, they're formally trained. They've got these credentials. If you want to say we've got an MBA, you want to say we're in a PhD program, whatever works for you, right? Your customer may not care that we're MBAs or whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm not trying to put that in front of you. What I'm saying to you is that you should be leveraging all those details for your customers if it adds credibility to make you making the sale. And so um, here's the only way that you should be revoicing technical over-the-shoulder videos. The only way is that you want to be branded as a technical how-to trainer. Truth be told, I can think of just about everybody who's listening to me. You probably don't want to do that, right? And you shouldn't do that. You want to be branded as somebody who has this overarching knowledge where you can bring the technical processes together in a market or niche so that your customer can benefit. That's your value, right? So if your only your value's got to be more. If you're going to leverage PLR videos, I know you're not paying a lot for it, right? If you buy the entire funnel of our videos, right, you're still not necessarily paying a lot. So but you can leverage it if you offer your expertise, right? And you use the videos to support your expertise. That is what these are designed to do. So, okay, it's 7:30, it's 7:34, excuse me. And like I said, these are going to be technical. I needed to do that kind of as this first session. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time as much as I will in future sessions walking you through processes. It was necessary for me to lay the groundwork for you, right? So this is a groundwork laying session, and I will be doing these on Saturday nights from now until the end of the year. So this is what our Q&A sessions are going to be. We're going to walk through the technical processes, but you need to be able to understand what you're trying to do, and that's really why I tried to lay the groundwork for you with that session. So basically, you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. Remember, I just talked about you have to decide where your customer is going to watch your video demonstration, right? When you buy PLR videos that are over the shoulder, they are watching a demonstration. They have to slow down. They can't be doing two things at a time. Now, the thing about if they're watching a PowerPoint video, they can do two things at the same time because all that's really happening is they're getting information, right? They can listen to that. But that's not going to be the case when you give people a PLR video. You need to instruct them. You need to tell people, hey, you know what? This is going to take you an hour. It's going to take you 40 minutes. It's going to take you 35 minutes. But you need to sit down and do this. You need to walk through these steps when the person is explaining these things to you. Once again, you monetize your course. How do you monetize your course? And you might say, well, why is it important for you to monetize my course? You want to get them to buy the course, but you want to monetize it by watching the video and putting resources on a watch page, right? Let's say that you've bought 4 other courses from us. Let's say that one of them is prompt engineering. Let's say you bought that course. Well, that course should probably be on the same page wherever I'm talking about prompting, right? Wherever the course is talking about prompting, you should have a link to the course that you have PLR to on your domain that says, here's where you can learn more about prompting, right? That's where it should be. Yeah. Okay. So are you going to use a streaming platform? What do I mean by streaming platform? We deliver our courses on Teachable. You probably recognize that. Now, Teachable is not, it's not necessarily the end all be all. It's very expensive. Right. And so unless you just want that experience, in some ways it is clunky. I recognize that. But if you kind of want to give people the same experience as we're giving people, you can get that at plrshow.com/teachable. A lot of people right now I've got finally I got the right URL here. A lot of people are now looking at this platform and, jury's out. What I will tell you is that I have it. And the reason I have it is so that I've created a way so that when you buy your courses, you're going to get a share link when you get the upgrade, and so you can add the course direct to your System.io account. So it's kind of cool that way. Um, but it's a platform where you can display a video course, and it gives you a watch page, right? So you can do the same thing with Go High Level, right? If you're an agency, right, and we've also got import link into Go High Level. So if you're in Go High Level agency, you can get our PLR courses, and you can click a link and it will be added direct to your agency. Now, just so you'll know, that doesn't mean that as an agency, you can give your customers the rights to use those videos. That's not what the license is. The license does not change. But what you can do is you can import those videos, install them direct into your Go High Level agency account. And then also remember, as an Ultimate Insider, we give you a platform. It is a streaming platform so that you can have your videos there. You can bring your customer into a course. You can create links underneath that page so that you have all of your relevant links, all of your relevant monetization along with that video, because that's important. That's what you should be doing when you show your PLR videos. Put it on a watch page, right? Please don't give people just a, now I know there's another way to do it. You could give people a download link with all the videos. You could put a PDF in there with all your links. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to click those links. You might find a few curious people to start poking around on there, on your PDF. They're not going to click those links. But you put those people on a watch page. You watch the whole course. You figure out what's going to be relevant. You find your relevant offers and you put them on that watch page. Now, I'm not going to guarantee you they're going to buy them, but there you will get people clicking on your links. And that's really the point to having a watch page. You can also do all that on your own website. All right. You can do that. I think I've got Optimized Press and I've got Wishlist Member, right? And it does the same thing, that combination, that System.io or Teachable does all the same things. So you need a combination of things. You also need a payment processor, something like ThriveCard. So when you got all those three things, it'll do all those three things. Now, if you want to simplify the process, Teachable, System.io, Go High Level, they've got all those things in one platform, right? That's the difference, right? When in WordPress, you're putting all those things together yourself. I think you can use WooCommerce, right? You can put them all together there, but you're pretty much putting it all together. And so it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, right? I'm not going, if you are on our Ultimate Insider call, I will make a recommendation to you, right? Right? I'm not going to make a public recommendation about this. You need to choose one that's best for your video. I do have a recommendation that I will share, with our Ultimate Insider members. So there's a platform called Vroomly. There's also Vimeo, right? You can use either one of those, and you can host a video there, and you can stream it to your WordPress site, right? So that's pretty much what you're going to do. And then I actually have a service called Searchy, and Searchy is pricey. The pricey is spicy with Searchy, and I've not really even fully figured out how I'm going to monetize that, but you can use it. And what I like about Searchy is that you're giving people a premium experience, because what your customer could do is they can search the video for exact words inside that video. Right now, other platforms may be doing that, or they may be getting ready to do that, but Searchy does that. It does does a really good job of it. So if you want to give your customers on a watch page a premium experience where they can search your entire course for a specific concept, right? It is a premium experience that you'll be offering. Now, I mean, obviously you can charge more for that, right? And you should charge more for that. One of the ways that, kind of parenthetically, I will say this is that, if let's say you're a coach, right? You coach people. You could use Searchy so that you give people that link in Searchy, and they can search back through your coaching session with them. Right? I think it's a premium experience. All you're really doing is all these little extra things that make people say, oh, that's I'm going to coach with them. because of all these other little things, right? So that's just kind of that. Um, um, so that's really it for tonight. I will say that um, we do have a few courses that what we have been doing recently is I've been going back in time, and I have been going back to our 2022 courses, and I've been making some of those uh, so that you can import them direct to your system.io account. You can also import them to your Go High Level account. Um, um, if you're an Ultimate Insider, right, when you see these things, you should let them go. So if you're watching this right now, you're an Ultimate Insider. What I'm about to say does not apply to you. Just so you'll know, the best pricing for an Ultimate Insider is always in the Ultimate Insider member area. And if you don't see it and you're interested in the course that I'm about to talk about, contact me. So don't, if you're an Ultimate Insider, this not apply to you, right? You got better pricing in the member area. That's just as an aside. So we have Thrivecart PLR, right? You can go, and I'm basically taking you back to the launch price, right? So it goes back to the original launch price. And if you use this URL and you use those discount codes, I think until Monday, you're going to be able to get the original launch price. The price is now $27, but it goes down to $9. I mean, for the advanced course, it was $37, goes down to $17.77. But that's going to be till Monday. I don't have any control over the coupon codes. I kind of already set them in motion. So when they expire, they expire. So I can't go back in and kind of fix them or anything like that. So you're going to have to get this. I don't even know what time it expires on Monday. So if you're going to get them, just kind of make sure that you're getting them. Same thing is true with our blog marketing playbook PLR. You use this, there's a URL, and you're going to use those coupon codes, right? So if you use those coupon codes, you will be able to get the original launch price. Those coupon codes are going to expire sometime on Monday. I don't know what time. So, that's just so you'll know, and you'll be able to plan accordingly. I do want to talk about, and I do want to say again, kind of bookended to this, you're an Ultimate Insider. You don't do that, right? As an Ultimate Insider, pricing for you is always better in the member area. So if you're watching as your Ultimate Insider, and either one of those courses is something that you want, please look to the member area, and then the pricing is better there, that even people are getting. So, for example, people are getting the launch price, right? And so instead of $27, you're paying $9, but as an Ultimate Insider, you're going to pay 50% of the original launch price, right? So always go to the member area to get that. You don't have to do that here in this in this session. Okay, any questions? Let me take a look at the questions here. Okay, yep. So Gail's saying they play their video from the watch page. Yeah, so and Gail's saying that the written content is a supplement to the video. Yeah. And so Gail, no, system.io is not an email tool. Let me just kind of break this down for you. Because it's not just you. And I know what happens is, here's what I recommend. I recommended it when I did this in the DFY Live Masterclass. If you're going to use system.io, don't use the email, right? I will give you that recommendation. So if you have an autoresponder, continue to use it. Same with Go High Level, because people will tell you, oh, you can get rid of your autoresponder. You can use our autoresponder. Or if you're joining system.io to get an autoresponder, it's not going to help you. And that's not just for you, Gail, that's for everybody. Use system.io for the course platform, because you can stream your videos there, because you can create communities, and for your subscription price, right? So that is the way I would use it, if you're going to use it. So a lot of people will use it as an email tool, and so internet marketers, right? You know what we're going to do? We're going to run it into the ground, And so people are just spam. I mean, they're going to spam, right? That's what people are going to do. That's what they've done. So I do not think you should use it that way. The same thing's going to be true with Go High Level. So don't go getting, I don't know, SendGrid connected to that. Don't do that. Uh, I think you should get a proper autoresponder and use it with System.io, and you integrate it using something like Zapier, or they may even have an integration. I don't know. I need to take a look at that, but do not use the autoresponder, right? That's my recommendation to you, and because basically it has nothing to do with System.io. It's probably an awesome thing, but you're going to be in a bad neighborhood because again, marketers don't really know how to act with that kind of thing, and so they may have ways of policing it, but I would say all the other features of System.io are great. That's what you would use it for, if you're going to use it. um, yeah. So, yeah, Santu. So my URL is the plrshow.com /system and then IO at the end for people who are going to get it. So Gail's using Wishlist and hosting the videos on S3. Yeah, and if you got a system, I don't suggest you switch, right? So I would suggest you use what you have. If you want to use your insider platform, I think that's a good thing, but I would not switch. Okay, for system and GHL agency import links, again, Santu, that's not for Ultimate Insider, so nothing for you as an insider to pay attention to there. Okay, yes. So Joseph, yes, Ultimate Insiders automatically get a Go High Level sub account. You do have to write me so that I set you up. So that's the insider platform. So I will set you up. Santu asked, does System.io have an email autoresponder? It does, but you are going to be in a neighborhood with all these other people, right? And at this point, right, I would not use that. Okay, and Santu asked, would I use GHL for an email autoresponder? I would pretty much use, if you have something like Aweber, I would not get rid of it. GHL, I know that they work on making sure that they keep those things separate. So if you have an autoresponder, what I'm saying to you or anyone who's listening, don't get rid of your autoresponder. Now, if you don't have one, you don't have a list there, I think the Go High Level sub account will work. It's a little different, right, in the way they treat it. And maybe at some point, I will feel better about saying you should go and use System.io. Right now, people are kind of using it to spam, so I would not use it that way. Okay, so Joseph's ask is okay, so that is you're talking about one and the same, Joseph. So the onboarding is really for the onboarding for the account that you're getting from us. Let's see. I'm not reading your questions properly. Yeah. If you have questions, feel free to write me. I don't have a lot of time to get through all the questions in this way, Santu, this period of time. I've got a lot I got to get through for this training. So yeah, please feel free to write me and support. And as an Ultimate Insider, I'm happy to bump your question to the top and answer any question that you might have. Okay, losing my voice here. Any other questions? Okay, so Santu is asking if you don't have Go High Level, if you don't have an autoresponder, should you use your insider account to do an autoresponder? I think you can. So it is work to do, is what I will tell you. And so you have to do things like warm up your domain. And there are just a lot of things that go along with that. So it's not just as simple as hooking up something like, SendGrid and just start sending. I mean, there's some things and considerations that you've got to really do. And sometimes those things are not a good use of your time. Now, can you use it as an autoresponder? Yes. Do people use it successfully as an autoresponder? Yes. It is work though. So it is not going to be just connect something like SendGrid and start sending. So it's not going to be that simple. It's going to take some work to do. That's my point. And I think that sometimes with that level of work, that you'd be better off doing something that's off the shelf in terms of an autoresponder. That is my opinion. Okay, and so George is asking, is this for ThriveCart 1.0? No, this is the second ThriveCart course that I've done. In terms of spammers, people are using System.io's email to basically to spam people. What that has to do with you is that if you choose to use them as an autoresponder, your email or your domain or your sending address is going to be associated, I think, someplace with those other accounts. So again, I'm not sure that I would use it that way right now, but I would use an autoresponder company along with System, because System.io has enough other features. I would not use it as an autoresponder right now. I didn't even put that in the course because I didn't want to encourage that. But I think I did put it in there, the course, just as a cursory thing. But I would, if it were me, I would use an autoresponder at this point. There are enough great things about the platform at this point. Great things, right? So I would use those other things. I don't think I would use it as an autoresponder at this point. Things like you're asking what kind of work is involved in setting up a new autoresponder, warming up the domain, getting it to the point where the email services recognize that domain with that sending address. It's not impossible, but it's something that has to be done. And so those things are better. Those things can be done, though, I think a lot easier than with something that's off the shelf. Now, I mean, you'd be welcome to do it. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from doing it. I just would not do it myself. What's an inexpensive autoresponder? They charge $50 a month. I think you can start with Aweber for less than that. Now, every autoresponder is going to be what shall we say? You're gonna grow with it. Constant contact is 50. It really depends on how many contacts you have. So what you kind of want to do is kind of gauge how many contacts you think you're going to have immediately. And with an autoresponder, some of it's a sunk cost. So you got to have an autoresponder that you're going to grow with. And so it's really a matter of ease of use rather than just the pure costs associated with it. I used Aweber before I was really able to monetize it, but I held on to it. And probably the worst choice that I ever made, right? And I can say this with full sincerity. I've made a lot of bonehead decisions. Around about 2013, I was working with a partner and I decided, I don't need my own autoresponder. I'm just going to stop paying Aweber, and I stopped. That was a bad decision because eventually what I had to do was I had to come back to Aweber and I had to fix everything again. And so even though it was a sunk cost, getting used to how the way Aweber does things probably would have benefited me. And so an autoresponder is just like everything else. It's like getting married. You have to get used to its flaws, and it has to work with what you don't know. And so it's kind of like you get used to something, but you know what you're working with if you're using it. And so the best autoresponder is the one you use every day, even if it's a little pricier than maybe that you want. Um, I've heard that some autoresponders, they start sending things to spam and these things like that. Um, and I've had those periods with Aweber, but I've benefited from not moving and jumping, right? Because Aweber has bad stretches. They have real bad stretches. And it's not that I'm a fanboy of Aweber. I'm loyal to them. It's for ease of use for me. And so I've learned the flaws in it. And by kind of sticking the course with it, then when it kind of fluctuates up and down, it goes back and forth, it's doing these things wrong, they eventually come back to center. And so some of this really is also when Google has a conference or Microsoft has a conference, Aweber's sending their people there, right? And that's really what you want, right? You want people, you're paying this company to keep up with the laws, you're paying these companies to keep up with all the stuff. And if you're confident that these other companies are doing that, then you go with them. But I have found companies like Aweber Get Response and all these other companies, MailChimp, they do those things, Active Campaign, Constant Contact. They keep up with those things. And so I have tended to feel like they're good choices over time. And there have been times when I've taken full advantage of what I'm paying and I can manage it. Other times I'm paying a little more than I like. Let's see. Right. And Gail's point is, I think you need an email provider that's powerful enough to do all the marketing strategies you want to undertake also. That's right. And I know that I think Gail has worked even with Infusionsoft or Keep, very complex. And so some of this really does kind of come back to what you're trying to accomplish, right? And so that has been my experience. Okay, so it's about let's see, man, it's 8 o'clock. And I'm going to kind of get moving here. I do let's see. What's that slide say? All right, well, I'm gonna skip part and I'll just go back to this slide. Once again, if you're looking to get our blog marketing PLR, make sure that you're using the coupon codes. Again, if you're an Ultimate Insider, this does not apply to you. If you're looking to get our ThriveCard PLR, you can use these coupon codes. Once again, you're an Ultimate Insider, this does not apply to you. Always better pricing in the member area. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate y'all being here. Have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.